Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome to the second session on Gujarat election results. Let me share my screen and let's talk about what we had done in the last session. So, last time we have taken 2022 results, as you remember, and we have taken it manually from ECI, Election Commission of India. Now this week in this session, what we are going to do is for 2022 results, we'll do web scraping, and 2017 results, we'll see what we can do. So first, what I would suggest you guys is do it on Excel. I will let you know like why we are doing it on Excel. We can do it on Power Query in Power BI also. In both Power Query is the same. So in terms of your functionality, it is fine. So just create one Excel file and open it. Right? Open a fresh Excel workbook. Okay. In the meantime, let me just talk about 2022 results. Now, when you talk about Gujarat 2022 results, and if you simply go to Wikipedia, for example, and here, if I just go down, so here there are results, and here we want constituency wise results. Now, if I go to this one, so as you can see in Wikipedia, we have one table like this, right? So we have a fully completed table for 182 seats. So what we can do is we can do web scraping, and also we can do web scraping from Election Commission as well. Because of the time constraints, I am not doing it from ECA because that involves writing some custom functions and then we have to apply that function. So that is like you can say advanced level of Power Query, you can say. But for now, what we'll do is we'll do a simple web scraping. Maybe in future sessions, we can see something advanced. So what I'll do is I'll try to copy the URL, whatever URL I have. So I'm just copying it from the web browser. And then here in my Excel file, what I'll do is I'll go to data and then there is get data. A lot of options are there. And for web, either you can go with other sources or also you have a shortcut here. So if you just click from web, it will ask you a dialog box like to type the URL. Now let me repeat. What we are doing is we are trying to get this table directly connected to our Excel. So for that, we'll go to data and then we'll say from web. So what we are doing is we are trying to get the data through web scraping using Power Query. Of course, if you want to do directly on Power BI also, that is fine. In Power BI, you can go to transform data and you can do the same thing. So I'm just saying OK for this URL. I'm just pasting that URL and clicking OK. Now what will happen is it will try to search and scan for whatever data is there on that particular web page. Right now we want the constituency wise results, right? So here there are so many things, and if you just click on it, you'll just get the preview here like this. So like this, you'll get a preview. Now you just need to see which one you need to actually select. So there are so many tables, right? For example, there is one separate table for candidates here. If you see, if I just scroll up, so there is a separate table which they have given for candidates. There are separate tables which are given for results. So you have different things here. So you just have to search which one is it. So you just have to go one by one and see. There are more than 20 tables in this particular page. So I'm also trying to search where it is. Now this is phase turnout. Now here you have candidates, results by party and alliance. No, this is not what we are looking for. Okay, now we have this one, results by constituency. This is what we are looking for, right? So if you see this, we have candidates and below that you have results by constituency. You have results by alliance and everything. If I just go up, so just to show you, so this is the index or contents you can see. Here we have something called results by constituency. So this is what we want. So luckily what happened was there is a name called results by constituency and this is exactly what we want. And I'm selecting this one and I'll go to transform data. So once you do until this, you can just ping one in the chat box. If you have any queries, you can ask me until this point. Is it fine?
Yes, sir, it's fine, sir.
Okay. So what you have to do is you have to select results by constituency and say transform data. Now what will happen is you will get a table like this. This is a raw table, I would say. Formatting and everything has to be corrected properly. And also we need to see how this is actually formatted and how we can actually change and clean the data, right? Now, if you see, always remember that any table will have two components. One is header component, second is data. So header means what? These headings. So if I go to this one, so this constitutes of header, whatever you see here, this one, the top part, and this is the data. Now, if you see here, the main issue which we have here is the header is not proper in the first place, right? So here what happened? We have header in two, we have a double header here. So what we can do is, since we already know the column names, we can simply actually rename the columns once we fix this problem. Right now, what we have is we have three headers. This is one header, the top one, the first row and second row. So we don't want that. We want a proper clean header, which we want. Now, if you see, already the top header, we already have the right one. For example, here, even though it is divided, winner and candidate, we only need one header. So what we can do simply is, we can simply remove the first two rows because the issue is, this is a multi-level header, you can say. So there is header here, there is header here, and Power Query is intelligent enough to find out the full header name here itself. And here there is a divided header. We don't need one and two. Directly we have the header, and from third row onwards we have the data. So what we can do is we can remove the top two rows. To remove the top two rows, there is one operation here in the home tab. Remove top rows, and I'll click 2. So how many rows you want to remove, it is asking. I'll say 2. Now my 2 rows are removed. Now what I will do is I'll try to remove the columns which I don't need. This one and this one are empty. So I'm not going to use them. I'll remove them. Right click and remove. Similarly, this one is also empty. This one also I don't want. So this one also I'll try to remove. And other things what I'll do is I'll just rename the columns. So if you have done until this, just type 1 in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions?
Hi Sanjay, this
Yeah.
is Madhupana. Which columns you removed? Can you say it?
See, I have removed the empty column. So wherever the
Okay.
bar is not filled, those I removed. Turnout,
Okay.
winner party, winner, because winner party 2 has the actual data.
Okay.
Now we'll actually standardize the columns one by one. Once you are done, please let me know. Okay, fine. Now, can you tell me what all things we have to do here? Like what odd things do you observe? What do you think we can fix here? Anyone?
Convert votes and margins into numerical data.
Yes. So I'll go to votes and I'll convert this to date. And then constituency also I'll convert it to a whole number because it is the constituency number. Although we don't do any calculations on it, for getting the right order, we need to do it. And similarly for winning party, I'll just rename it to winning party, proper naming I'm giving. And for votes, I'm just changing it. And winner percentage also, I'll try to change it to a decimal number. Actually, here if you see, the problem is, okay, we'll fix that later. First, let me fix the other other things and I will get back to this. So for runner-up also I'll try to use decimal number, and for margin I'll try to use whole number. And 2017 winner, right now we don't require. This column is not required. We want this because this is 2022 data. We don't require that particular 2017 winner data, right? And here also runner-up party, I'll try to fix it. So the basic things I have fixed. Now you also fix it on your end and tell me what else are remaining to be fixed here. Yeah. So anything else do you think which we need to fix here? Or everything is fine? What do you think? Hello?
No, Sanjay can't means connect is now.
Okay, one thing which we have to fix is this winner percentage. Percentage should always be between 0 to 1 value, because percentage cannot be 4950, because when we convert this into percent, let's say this 49 in Power BI, it will become 4900. So it will multiply it by 100. So percent should always be between 1 to, sorry, 0 to 1 or -1 to +1, whatever you call it. I mean, general value. So here what I will do is I'll go to transform and I'll go to standard and I'll divide this value by 100. So that will actually give me the decimal value, so that in Power BI when I convert this it will become actual percent. Now the same thing I'll do for runner up. I'll go to transform, standard, here it is standard, and then I'll divide it by 100. Now I have my data, right?
Uh, uh, Hello, sorry Sanjay.
Yeah,
Converting the percentage data by dividing it by 100. So I didn't quite get that part. So if it is actually already in terms of percentages, then why will it be converted to 4900 or
okay. So just to take an example, I'll go back one step. Sorry, two steps. So it is here 49, right?
right?
Now in Power BI, when I try to convert this column to percentage, because it shows only 49. If I try to drag it somewhere, maybe on a
Yeah.
card or a visual. Now I want to showcase that as a percentage, that percentage symbol I want. When I convert it to percentage, what will happen? It will show 4900%.
Won't it be take the values as they
No,
are?
no. So let me just show it. You don't have to do this. I'm just loading the data into my into my Excel. See, for example, I have 49, I have 0.49. It works same way in Excel, Tableau, wherever you're doing. Now this value, I'll convert it to percentage. I'll click on percent. So what it has become? It has become 4900. Earlier it was 49. It became 4900. Now this is 0.49. When I convert it to percent, it is showing 49%. This is the logic.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So whenever you have any percentages in the raw data, it should always be between 0 to 1. I mean, it should be in decimals. Of course, there could be 200%, 300%. So you just have to look at the data in context and divide it by 100 in case it is not normalized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sanjay, sorry, but can you please just means tell me how you divided that by 100 means how you transform that?
Okay. Select the call. First, you have to select the column, whichever you want to
Yeah.
transform. Go to
Okay.
transform,
Okay.
standard, divide, divide by
Okay.
100, write 100 and say okay.
Okay. Got that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll simply say this is 2022 results. I'm renaming my query. So Gujarat 2022 results. And then once this is done, I'll simply say close and load. A new tab will be created like this, where all my results are there in a green color table like this. And this is how Power Query works on Excel. In Power BI, your data will be loaded. I mean, you can see your data in the data tab, but in Excel, a new worksheet will be created with that particular data, whatever you have tried to web scrap. And my data of 2022 is ready. Now let's see how we have to do 2017 data. Okay, now you guys have to give me idea how will we get the 2017 data in the same format so that we can have the winner, runner up and everything. So can someone tell me how can we get 2017 data?
Then we can search on the Google and we can get the results, and after that we have to take it from web.
Okay, fine. So let's go to let's scroll here only Wikipedia and let me go to 2017 on the top here it is there. If I go to 2017 assembly results and if I go down and if I see results by constituency, unfortunately I don't have winner and runner up. I only have the winning party. The runner up party is missing and also the votes, everything is missing. Only winning parties they have given. I mean, this is as per the old format of Wikipedia, I guess. So in Wikipedia, I'm not able to get 2017 results. Always remember, whenever you want to have results of multiple years, then you need to maintain the same format, similar format. So for example, this voting date and district, we can always map them. That's not an issue. Barring these two columns, the rest of the columns we require. I mean, last time when we did web scraping from C to M, these are the columns which you have actually got even in election commission website. And in election commission website, this winning votes, this winning percentage, these are something which were not present. We only had a margin. So barring one or two columns, how to actually get the data is you have to again search on Google. Now again, I can do web scraping. I mean, there are different websites where I can actually get some results. So for example, maybe if I go here, yeah, if I go here, you have something called like this. But again, here also, if you see, there is only a winning candidate. There is no runner-up candidate. The same problem is there here also. Now I need a data where the format is the same so that the consistency is maintained. So can someone tell me how to get 2017 results in the same format like this? I mean, take few minutes of time and let me know. You can do some Google search. You can let me know how we can do it. See, forget about all, I mean, don't try to get all the columns. At least the main columns we need to have. You know, constituency name, winning candidate, winning party, votes, runner-up, percentage. At least these columns, if we have this district and all, at least manually also we can do. That's not an issue. But the core data should come. So take few minutes of time and then let me know. Yeah,
From elections.in website.
from
Elections.in website.
okay. So what should I say? From
Elections.in.
okay, wait. Elections dot in, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go here. Now I want 2017 results.
Yes.
So I will say assembly, I will say Gujarat, I will say submit. Okay. So can you share the link? Where should I go?
Yeah, 1 minute.
The Gujarat election is here.
I have shared in chat. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So we have the results. Now this also we can do web scraping, right? We can go to this
Yes.
website and we can do web scraping. So very simple, right? So,
Yes.
but again, you should be careful. One thing which I always suggest is once you do web scraping, this is actually linked to your source. So if you go to data and connection, if someone updates something on Wikipedia, here also it will get updated if you click refresh. So one thing which I always tell is whenever you do web scraping, copy everything and put it in a new sheet, like paste as value so that you will have a backup copy ready, raw format backup copy ready, right? So that is something which I always recommend to have some backup copy once you do the web scraping because tomorrow anything can change. For example, if you saw in Wikipedia, 2017 results are looking in a different format, right? So like this, maybe they'll change it in future. So whenever you are doing any web scraping from any website, make sure that you copy it and put it somewhere, like delink that. Right now, whatever green table which you have is linked to it. So there is this Power Query which is actually connected in the backend. So the data source is coming from Wikipedia. Right. Now let's take another scenario. Since we are talking about, little advanced session compared to last time. So we have one website where we are able to get this data, right? Now imagine the situation where you go to ECI, Election Commission of India website. Okay. I'll say download the file and probably, yeah, here you have detailed results. Let me download this file. And I have a detailed results of 2017 election as per the Election Commission website itself. Now, if I open this file, so this is how it actually looks, the official format as per Election Commission website. Now imagine you have to handle this from the official source itself. Now, how will you convert this table into this? What do you think? So you have a table like this. I'll just provide the URL for you guys. So just go to otherwise I'll just attach the file itself in the chat box. So what do you guys think? I think I can't attach. So maybe I'll give you the URL. So what do you guys think? How can I transform? How can I transform data like this into data like this in this format? This is 2022 results, which is fine. This is 2017 results. So how can I convert a data like this, which is coming from official website to this? Take 5 minutes of time, brainstorm, and you can let me know. Because what happens is when you go for interviews or when you go for any kind of case studies or assignments, generally data is given in a format like in a raw format and you have to transform it. Not every time you will be able to do the web scraping, right? So because this is public data, we are able to do web scraping. What if this is a private data? Let's say you have to solve a case study for a company and you need to do some transformations. At that time, whatever web scraping skills you have may or may not work. So this is actually how most of the data will come to you in real life. So from this data, you have to convert it into this format. Fine. So you can use any tool you want, you can suggest any solution, Excel, Python, SQL, Power BI, whichever you want to suggest, it is fine. You just have to tell me the logic, how we can transform this data into this. I hope you understood my question.
Yes, Sanjay.
Yeah.
Sanjay, can you please show that raw data?
Yeah, I shared the link in the chat box. So just go to the website in this. I shared the URL. Just go to the chat box, download the file here and say detailed results Excel. Download the last one. So I'll
Okay, okay.
just flash it on the screen as well. You can decide. You can just brainstorm. Okay, what do you guys think? So just brainstorm.
Can we convert it into the table and then transform it in Power Query?
Yeah, any solution is fine. Yeah,
Okay.
but you have to tell me like how we can transform it. At least you know the logical sequence.
कितना वेटिंग लिस्ट है? कितने लोगों का है?
Sorry. So in 2022 election results, what happened is we have 2017 column, right? If I go back to Wikipedia. Okay, so here let's see. We have only 2017 winner. What about runner-up? Because BJP, Congress are not the only parties. You have independent candidates. You have BTB. You have other things also. I mean other parties as well. I know there are only 4 or 5 seats, but how do you actually get the candidate name? So right now you have it says okay for this INC is the winner. Fine, but how will you actually map them? What is the logic you use to connect them? There is no runner here, right? So how do you transform? How do you get winner, runner, winner up and runner up?
We need to build relationship between the data.
No, can you repeat? Hello?
We can build a relationship between the two data sets.
Okay, how? So we need winner and runner up for each constituency. Now here we have all the candidates who competed. So here you can see everyone is there. So how do you get that and how do you join? So what logic would you use to join them?
Can we use VLOOKUP in Excel itself?
No, we can do it. So how do you do a VLOOKUP and get it? Like I mentioned, any solution you can suggest, but you have to tell me the logic.
Okay, so on the B field, like constituency name, we can do the lookup and we can bring on our main sheet winner up and candidates details on that sheet.
But how do you know who is the winner here? Who is the winner and who is the runner up? See, VLOOKUP will only bring one result, right? So you need winner and you also need runner up.
We can use if function.
Okay. So how do you write the log? I mean, you can just try on your system and let me know. You can insert a column, just try it and you can try it and let me know. What about others? So one person suggested VLOOKUP. What about others?
This is 2017 data, right?
we can do union. So can you show other data set?
Yeah. Okay. See, you're saying merge. The logic is fine, but what is the approach? How do you merge both of them? How do you select the common column and how do you select the winner and runner up? So this is the column. I mean, this is the structure which we have. So winner candidate, winner party, runner candidate, runner party, votes, etc. Now we have this one.
Yeah, basically we need to get the max first two records from this one. Like first one is the winner, second one is the runner. So you need to get the rank of each constituency and get the first rank and second rank.
Exactly. Yes, that is the logic. And let me tell you that this is actually a very, I would say, if you work on SQL, you can use partition logic. So what we are talking about ranking is we have to use the similar logic. So for each constituency, this is like a partition. For those of you who are familiar with SQL, this is one partition. This is second partition. In each partition, you have to find out the rank and you have to take the top two values.
Partition by constituency.
Exactly, partition by constituency, and then you have to take the top two ranks. So that is how we'll actually be able to get. Now we can do that in Power Query as well. But the main thing which I wanted to convey through this small exercise is, and many people ask, okay, why should I learn SQL? Why should I learn the data concepts? So until you learn these concepts, you will not be able to think in a proper way. So you'll spend a lot of time doing things manually. But if you know the logic, if you are familiar with SQL, this is one idea which comes to you very, very quickly, right? So if you don't mind, like whoever suggested that, are you familiar with SQL?
Yes.
Exactly. So you see that person knows SQL. So that's why he is able to actually suggest a solution. So these are the situations where the thought process will help you to use those similar logics in Power Query as well. So when people ask me why should I learn SQL, this is one of the small examples I can give. Like this, you are going to face a lot of situations in your job, in real job, where you have to use different concepts and bring them together into Power Query, and then you have to do it. Now, whenever you go for any interviews, many people say you need to have SQL. But actually, the thing is, many people are not aware that a lot of things which you can do on SQL, you can do on Power Query as well. Because they are not aware of Power Query, not many interviewers, because very few people know Power Query. So that is the reason why they keep asking for SQL. If you are able to tell logic also, it's fine. You'll still get selected in the interview. Syntax can be wrong. Okay, maybe the keywords can be wrong, but the logic should be clear. If you are clear with the logic, solving a problem like this is not such a big deal. Okay, so if any one of you are familiar with Power Query, how can we implement that partition logic? Okay, fine. Now I will actually showcase what I will do is I will just keep this file here itself, right? I'll just preserve this file because this is from EC. I'll not edit anything. I'll close this file. Now here I'll go to data and I will say from Excel. And then I'll try to copy this file. I'll go to my Gujarat election results and then I'll actually select this election commission data. Yeah. So I'll select this one and I'll say transform data. Now what happened is along with my 2022 results, I also have 2017 results. Now I'll try to do the same thing. First, I'll try to promote it as headers. Now I got this one, right? Now let's think about it little deeply, right? Right now, I don't require total valid votes plus nota because already, I mean, nota anyway, it is not winner, right? None of the above is nota. So I don't require this one. And also this one also I can calculate manually if I want. What is the percentage of votes polled based on the total electors? So here I have same number for each constituency. So all these belong to one constituency, and again from here, second constituency, like that, etc. So we have this. So we don't need to worry about this.
Yeah, but that percentage will vary, right? If you're not getting that column,
Yeah.
how can we get the accurate percentage? Because you are taking the first two results only, first two records only.
So because, okay, I'll tell. See, we only require the percentage for the first two votes, right? We only require 48 and 42. Rest of them not required. See, it is, what is this? 73,000 divided by 1,51,000. 63,000 divided by 1,51,000, right?
Okay, so you
I mean, sorry.
already know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You already know how many votes polled. Okay.
Correct. See, here we have total electors. So what we can do is here, see, this is the total votes of that constituency.
In that only certain numbers polled, and in that particular person got these many votes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we can still keep it, not an issue. I think 1 second. I think this is the total votes. I think this is valid. Yeah, you are right. Actually, here nota is also included. But again, the problem is here we have nota again.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We can deal with it. It's okay. I'll keep this column and this column both. I'll keep them. This one I'll remove because this percentage we can always calculate. Not required for now. I'll just remove that. And yeah, I'll remove only that column. Now what I will do is, right now I have constituency number and constituency name, which is what I require. Nothing I can do about it. This one, okay, we'll see whether this is included. This is not required. Gender we can go, I mean, for now we can remove it. Later if you want for analysis, we can always modify these steps. Category also for now I'm removing so that the table will be simple for everyone to understand. So this is the party name. This is the candidate age also I'm removing. So right now we have candidate name, party name, votes polled. Now I don't require these two because I have the total here, right? So these two I'm not considering the breakup. So because this plus this gives you this anyway. So I'm just removing these two also because postal ballot and general. Okay, now we have the final table which we want. So we have the constituency, then we have the candidate, party name, total valid votes, total electors, and then total valid votes plus nota. Now what I'll do is, we'll see how we can handle this. Maybe we may need to use joins. I'm not sure. We'll see. For now, I'll just keep it here. Later, we'll see how we can deal with it. So what I will do is here, I need top two values in each constituency, right? That is what my goal is. So if this is the records which we have from first row to 12th row. So this is one constituency. In this, I require only the top two values by the number of valid votes by this column. So in Power Query, what we have is we have a wonderful feature called group by. So I'll go to group by and then I'll go to advanced. Now what I will do is I'll say constituency number and constituency name. Now what I'll do is I'll just show you how it works. Then I will again come back and edit it. Now I'll say total votes, for example. Total votes. Now I'll say sum. Now I'll say total valid votes. Now the meaning behind this is what I'm trying to say is this is group by. So like, I mean, like someone mentioned in the chat box, we also have group by in SQL as well. So we use the keyword called group by. So partition, group by, all these are SQL concepts only. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to summarize the data. Right now, what is happening? All the constituency, all the candidates, everything is there. Now, if I try to click OK, what will happen? Constituency number and constituency name will be summarized. Only you will have unique values, unique combination. And total votes is a new column which gets created where this column, all the votes will be added. If I just show you the result and then explain, it will be easy. Now see what happened. All the constituencies got summarized. Earlier, what happened? We have different constituencies and each constituency we have different candidates. What I did was I have summarized it. So this is very similar to pivot table, you can say. The closest example for this is pivot table. So what happened? All the votes in each constituencies got added up, the total valid votes. So if you see this one, if you see here, these votes, if you see all these votes together got summed up and they got added and you only have three columns. Now using this group by concept, what I will do is I'll try to summarize the table in such a way that I want table inside table. So I'll just tell you the concept, okay? How to actually get it. We have a main table, right? Now what I will do is I have it, I need to have table inside table. So how I'll achieve that is I want, let's say this one, Anjar is there, this constituency. This Anjar, what I will do is inside Anjar, I want another table. So this is one table. Within this table, I'll create another table. So how to do that is very simple. Once I show you, it will be very easy to understand. Okay. So I'll say group by, and then I'll say advanced. Then I'll say constituency name. Now here what I will say is this is candidate details. And now I'll say all rows. I'll say all rows. Now I have only constituency name, number, constituency name, and then I'll click OK. Now see what will happen. This is a table, right? I have one table which talks about constituencies. Within each constituency, I have another table. So this is like a subquery, you can say, if you are familiar with SQL. Just like how you have subquery, I have created a subquery which has a user interface, you can say, something similar. Not exactly the same, but a similar concept. Now what I want is, from this table, I want to get the top two results. I don't want the entire table. So within this constituency, these many records are there. These many candidates have contested. These many records are there. Within this table, I want only top two values. I hope you understood the concept. If you have any questions, you can ask me, then only I'll move forward. Because until you understand this concept, I cannot go to the next step because that will not be understood if you don't understand this. Any questions regarding this? See, just to summarize what I did was I pushed all this candidate information into a small table, individual tables. So 182 constituencies are there. There are 182 tables. So for this constituency, one table is there. For this, another table is there. 182 tables I have created by doing the group by. Yeah, please ask me questions. If you have any.
Mean, why means what is the need to create such these tables, 182 tables, different tables?
Okay, yeah. So the reason why to create these tables is we require only top two values, right? See, we want winner and we want runner up. Winner and runner means rank 1 and rank 2. Now I need to first create a partition. Right now, how will I know which is the top two? If I ask Power Query to show the top two, it will show the top two overall. So it will take descending order like this. And then it will give me a result called these two. It will give me these two candidates as a result. Patel, I mean this one Rajnikant and also Hitesh Kumar. These two it will give me results. When I say winner and runner up, it will see the entire data. Now what I have to do is I have to partition them. What I want top two values according to each constituency. So each constituency is like a partition. So I don't want overall top two. I want top two by each constituency. So in order to create that logic, I have to create partitions. I have to separate each of the table so that in each of the table it will look up. So for example, here you see it will only have this constituency candidates. This one will have only this constituency candidates. Within each table, I want to find out the top two. Did it make sense or should I explain again?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, see, for example, if I ask here, I want winner and runner up, what it will do, it will not understand the logic. It will try to simply go with descending order like this. And it will only show me these two results, Rajnikant and Hitesh Kumar, because these are the top one and top two number of votes which they got. But this is not what I want, right? I want two results for every one constituency. That means I want 182 into 2, 364 results I want. So in order to get 364 results, first I have to partition them. First I have to divide them into separate tables. Once I get different tables, in each table I want top two. So that is what we are doing. We are dividing all the constituencies into separate tables, and from each table we'll try to get the top two values.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Now what I will do is I'll
But
again.
in the other data set, but in the other data set we have winner party, winner candidate and runner candidate, right?
Yes, and votes also.
So we have different columns, not different rows.
Yeah, we have.
So
Yeah,
why can't we do
yes.
the first record of each if you take for constituency, take the maximum votes, whoever got the maximum, right? Take
Yeah.
that as the first record and take the
Yes.
second record in the other table. We just copy that table and get the
Yes.
second result and then do join with between these two.
Actually, that is exactly what I'm going to do. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate this query. One table I'll have winners, second table I'll have runner-up, and then I'll join the table into a third one. So that is exactly that is the exact approach
But
actually.
we can do that without making this 182 into 2 table to 364 also, right?
No, we have to do it because what happens is in Power Query, we can't get the second highest value. We can get the top highest value. Then we have top n logic. So top 2, top 3, top 4. So what I am planning to do is I'll find out top one candidate, the maximum candidate in one query. In second query, I'll say top 2. Then I'll apply that anti-left join so that I'll get only winners and runner-ups. And then in the third query, I'll join them. So what I will do is now I'll try to create a new column. So I'll go to add column and say custom column. Now here I will say top 2 candidates. And here what I will say is we have something called table max. I think it is max table if I'm not wrong. I think it is table dot max n, I guess. Table dot max n. Now the first argument is it wants a table as an argument. Where is my table? Each table is stored in candidate details. Now in this table, what I want a total valid votes. And how many I want? I want 2, top 2. And I'll click OK. Now it has given me an error. So it says total valid votes is a not valid column. So I'll go here and I will see. The column name is same, but still it gave me an error. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my previous step and I'll try to copy it. So here you see there is a space before. So before this there is a space. So I'll copy this exactly. And again, I'll go back to my formula and here I will paste this properly with that space before and I'll click OK. Now I got my top 2 candidates in every constituency. So you see, in every constituency, I was able to get top 2 votes. So every constituency has this. Now what I will do is I'll remove this. Otherwise, what I will do is this one has top 2 candidates, right? Now I'll try to duplicate this query. Now it is the same number of steps which you have. Here also you have top 2. In the previous query also you have top 2. Now in this query what I'll do is I'll try to get the top 1 candidate. So I'll simply go here and I'll select only one and I'll click OK. Now here I have only the topmost candidate by total valid votes. So all I did was I just changed the code here and here also I will say instead of top 2 candidate I'll say winner candidate. And I'll click OK. Now I have my winner candidate. What I can do is I'll just remove this table and I'll simply expand this. Now what I will do is I don't want constituency number and name which is already there. Now I got my full result. Okay, this is the constituency name, winner candidate votes, electors and nota, everything I got. I was able to get each and every value which I wanted. Now this one will have all the winner data. Now here I need top 2 candidates. Now I want only runner data. Okay. So until here, if you have any questions, please ask me. What I did was I duplicated the query and I changed the code to only one. So that my table will only, each of these tables will show only one. And then I expanded this table and I got my full 182 constituency results where I have the winning candidate details. So any questions until this point of time?
Can you please explain that formula?
Okay. So there is a formula in Power Query called table max n. So what this formula says is the first argument of this formula is you have to specify a table. Now for each row, there is a table, right? So this table is stored in candidate details column. So I'm giving candidate details as a reference because The first argument is asking for a table. So my candidate details has all the tables. So that is the first argument. Second argument is it is asking me what is the column name by which the logic should work. And then it is asking me how many count or conditions. So this is the comparison criteria. Third one is count or condition. I want only the top one value because this is max. Automatically it is in descending order. This is not minimum. This is max. So I don't need to mention descending or ascending, and I'll click OK. Right? So three arguments: table, column name, which rank, only top one rank. Right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And then what happened? I got a table and which I expanded it. So this is the new table which I got winning candidate, and each table was having only one record. I just clicked on this one, this expand button. And once I expanded it, I got all my 182 constituencies with winners. Now what I'll do is I'll go to runner-up data. Now runner-up data still has top two candidates. Now what I'll do is I'll remove this column which has all the details. I don't require this column for now, and I'll expand this. Now when I expand this, what happens is I don't require all the columns. It is a duplication, constituency number and name. Already they are there. Now I have both candidates here. Now here I have only the winner candidate. Now here I want only runners. I don't want both the candidates. For each constituency, if you see, there is winner as well as runner. So can someone tell me what logic I have to use to remove the winner candidates here?
You just need to write top n function 2.
No, top n gives you two values, right? When you say two, that is the argument which I have given. It has given me two, that's why. I need only the second value, not the first. Top n means how many numbers you give up to from 1 till that number it will give you.
Yeah, you can do union.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'll do is I'll say merge query. I'll go to winner data and I'll select both of these columns because this will be my joining logic. So it is like key, you can say. So I'll use the combination of both of these, and then what I will do is I will only select the ones which are actually there in my runner data. That means whatever winners are there, all these winners will be removed from here. So for example, if you take the first constituency, Jadeja is there, who is the winner. Here you have Jadeja plus this Naranbhai Patel as well. Now what will happen? Only Naranbhai Patel will be there, Jadeja will be removed. So what I'm saying, I want only the columns. I want only the columns which are there in the in this particular data, right? So whichever are common between both, the common candidates will be removed. See here winners are there, right? Here one is there. Here 1 and 2 both are there. I am giving a logic so that I want only the rows which are present in the first but not in the second. That means all the common records between both of them will be removed. Which are the common records? Whoever are the winners are the common records. Both of them will be removed. Once I click OK, now I'll get only the now I'll get already it is filtered. Now you see here I got Naranbhai Patel and here I got Jadeja. See this constituency. Here I got Jadeja, the top one person, and here I got only the top two person. What I did, I created a merge query logic so that I have created a left anti-join. So same, it is SQL logic only at the end of the day. You have different kinds of joins. So it is very important that you need to understand the concept of joins. If you don't understand the concept of joins, you will end up spending a lot of time doing the work manually. So what left anti-join means? See, there are different kinds of joins. Right now we have two tables, right? So if I select the inner join means what? The common records between both the tables. You see it says only matching rows. If you say left outer join, all the rows from the first and matching from second. So here itself in common layman language, you have everything. So what I did was I said left anti. That means I want only the rows which are here, but not here. That means all the common records between both of them will be removed. Which are the common records? The winners are the common records here between this table and this table. That's why only runner-ups are remaining. So any questions regarding this? Hello?
No, Sanjay. No, Sanjay. Got that.
Yeah. Now what I will do is I'll just duplicate this query and I'll remove all these steps, the steps which I have performed. This is the third query. Now what I'll do is I'll try to bring all the data together now. So I will just try to get the I'll try to select only these two and remove all the other columns. Now I have only constituencies and I'll remove the duplicates. Now I have 182. In the bottom you can see what I did was I brought the same data again. I removed all the other columns except these two and I removed the duplicates. Only these two I have. Now I'll say merge queries and I'll go to runner data and then my common column is these two, constituency and constituency name. Now here I have my runner data and I'll say OK. So here I have all my runner data related information. So constituency, these are some common columns. The first two I don't require, I'll click OK. Now again I'll say merge query. Again I'll say winner data. These two are my columns by which I have to perform the join. And here I will uncheck these two. I got winner. So I have everything together in a single sheet. I have constituency, I have the runner data, and I also have the winner data. Now, if you see this entire operation, I know I went little fast. The main crux is you need to know joins. If you do not know the joins logic, you cannot understand this. And group by log joins, everything is coming from SQL only. So if you are not good with SQL, then you will not be good with Power Query. DAX is fine. DAX is separate. It's a different thing altogether. But if you want to do very well in Power Query, you need to understand these DAX concepts. Now I'll say Gujarat 2017 results. Okay, now you ask all the questions. I'll try to answer everything. I hope all of you understood the logic which I used, the logical part. The other things you can always pause the recording and try to understand the process. But this is the logic which we have to use to solve a problem like this. Any questions? Hello?
No, Sanjay.
Oh, Sanjay.
Yeah. So I hope now you understood how important SQL is, I guess, because a lot of the concepts which you learn in Power Query require some understanding in terms of SQL. You know, whether you talk about joins, group by, in terms of partitions, or you can say window functions, a lot of things are there. Once you are good with, I mean, if you know the logic, that logic can be transferred even here also in Power Query as well. So now I got 2017 results. I also have 2022 results. Now this is about the crux part, the main part of the session, like how do you transform and how do you get until this point. Now the assignment is you have to research how to combine these two into a single table, like what operation you have to use to bring both the results into a single table and how can you actually bring that into the actual main data. So last time you created 2022 results. Here we have 2017 results. So until this is the crux of the entire session. Now you have to bring this results and this results and maintain the consistency as well, because this is actually taken from Wikipedia. This is taken from Election Commission. Last time, if you remember, we had the inconsistencies, right? In constituency names. So you have to regularize them. You have to have same constituency names in both. Second thing is you have to make sure that the data is properly brought into a single table, and that table will be used as a base file to create the election results. Now the next part is about swing analysis, how to do the swing analysis. Before I go to that, can you please let me know if you have any queries until this?
It is clear till now.
Okay, fine. Now to do the swing analysis, the thing is very simple. Okay, we need 2017 winner and we need 2022 winner in the same table. Okay, let me repeat. When you do swing analysis, let me first load this data here in Excel and let me explain in an empty sheet. If you want to do swing, if you want to know the swing, So how will you know it? Now let's take constituency number 1. You need 2017 winner and you require 2022 winner. You need a same table which has this data. So you need constituency, you require constituency number and you require constituency name. So let's call it ABC and you need 2017 winner, 2022 winner. So what you require? Winner party and here also you require winner party. So you require something like this, a table like this. Then what you have to do is, now let's say this is BJP and let's say in 2022 BJP only won. If both, now the logic is in both the situations, if the same party won, then there is no swing. You don't need to analyze that. Only thing is BJP has retained their position in that particular constituency. Now let's take second constituency. Now let's say second constituency is EFG. Now let's say 2017 winner is INC and let's say in 2022 BJP won. So what happened? You have a swing from Congress to BJP, right? So from Congress, the constituency has moved to BJP compared to last election. Similarly, you may have SP and maybe this year you got INC. So the swing is SP to INC. That is the swing. So when you talk about swing, you have different combinations. So here what happened? From BJP, they got into this party, right? This is from, this is 2. So in this case, let me say XYZ. Okay. In this case, in the first constituency, since the party has retained, there is a retention. So it is like BJP to BJP. So the logic which we have to give is if both these parties are same, then it is 0. If both parties are different, give 1. Then what you do is you filter out all the zeros. Then what will happen? You'll only get the constituencies where a party change has happened. So what will you write? You will simply say if this equal to this, then it is 0, otherwise 1. Then you will copy down this formula. Then what you will do is here you will say this is, you will call this as flag and you call this as swing. You will copy, you will just bold it. I'm just explaining this logic in Excel. You have to do it in Power Query. Now I'll remove all the zeros because zeros are the one where constituency winner did not change. The same party has maintained the winner. I'll click OK. Now instead of 3, I got only 2 constituencies. So when I do swing analysis, I no longer require the first constituency. I only require only 2 and 3 constituencies. Like that, what will happen is when you do this logic for 182, maybe you might find, I don't know, maybe 50 constituencies where change might happen or maybe 100 because seats have changed dramatically if you see. So last time it was 99 for BJP and 77 for Congress. This time BJP has got very good majority. So the number of swing constituencies will be very high. So this is the logic which you have to do in the back end. Even in Uttar Pradesh elections, which I have done, I use the same logic. Okay, if I just go to my website and if I just show you the results which I made for Uttar Pradesh. So this is the Uttar Pradesh, right? And if you do the swing analysis, which I have done, I have used the same logic. So these are the constituencies where a swing has happened, where the flag was won. All the remaining constituencies where you see empty spaces, these are all the constituencies where the party has remained the same, whichever party that is. It could be BJP or Congress. Only the highlighted constituencies are the ones where the winner has changed. So for example, if you see here, earlier Congress won this. Now what happened? The swing has happened from INC to SP. So earlier it was INC, now SP has won it. So that is the kind of analysis I have done in the backend. So the logic is you need a single table where you have 2017 winner and 2022 winner. If both the parties are same, flag is 0. If they are different, flag is 1. And this is the swing. And then you will do the analysis like this. You will put 2 maps and then you have to do some filtering. So this is one slicer, this is another slicer. And this is something which you have to research and you have to let me, I mean, you can post it on WhatsApp or maybe on LinkedIn. So I have given you the crux, the core logic, how to implement this. Now it's your job to do it as an assignment. So try to research about this. You can always come back and refer to how I have implemented it. and then you can implement the same for Gujarat elections. And probably by next weekend, you can actually show me what you have made. So this is the main crux of the session which I covered. So first thing is how to clean the data with different functions, with different logics, with joins, partitions, etc. And another thing which I covered was how to do the swing analysis, the core backend logic. So if I say everything, there is no point. I mean, for you, there is nothing to learn. So that's why I'm giving this as a research kind of thing, like an assignment kind of thing. So that is how you'll also try to improve on these logics and all. One thing which I would suggest is, since this session is recorded and it will be uploaded, try to watch this and try to make a sense out of this. And if you could not understand it, try to research all these topics and then try to get a sense out of it. Otherwise, you can always post a message in the group explaining exactly where you are facing the problem to understand, right? So if you have any questions about this, please let me know.
Sure, Sanjay.
Sure, Sanjay. Sure.
So
Thanks a
this
lot,
is
Sanjay.
the core logic. Yeah.
Hello, Sanjay.
Yeah. Hello.
So the swing analysis literally just only means where the change has happened.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Now one thing which I would suggest is, now you might say, okay, Sanjay, you explained about how to get 2022 results, and you also explained this one. But is there anything more we can do? Okay. One thing is the election results. So you have a slicer and then you'll select the election, whichever election this is. So what more things can you do? So I'll give you some hints. Probably you can do some research and you can try to enhance your existing projects. So one thing, if you see, based on my selection, my title is changing. So here it is saying 2017. Here it says 2022. That is one thing. Second analytical thing which you can do is, if you go back to the data which is given by Election Commission, the detailed results. So one analysis which you can do is, what is the female representation out of the winners, right? Diversity. So you can do that analysis in terms of how many female candidates are there out of total 182. Second kind of analysis which you can do is, what is the margin? So for example, there are some places where the margin could be very less. So for example, there could be less than, you can divide so you have a column called margin, right? Now you can divide this margin into three buckets. One bucket is narrow margin, and probably you can say not, probably you can say general margin, something like that. Maybe you can divide it into two buckets. Maybe you can give a definition that is again based on your assumption. Maybe you can say narrow margin is where someone has lost with less than 1000 votes difference, right? And probably you can put general means something which is greater than or equal to 1000, or probably you can divide it into three buckets. You can say wide margin. Probably wide margin means someone who has won with more than 10,000, maybe more than 10,000 votes between this particular range. You can say this is general margin, this is wide margin, this is narrow margin. So you can divide the margin into three buckets based on the values by giving a conditional power query, and then you can do an analysis. Okay, out of 182 constituencies, maybe there are 10 constituencies where the candidate has won with narrow margin. That means these are the constituencies where the winning candidate is very close, both loser and winner, like winner and runner up. So that is one analysis which you can do. Second analysis which you can do is, like I mentioned, diversity, like how many female candidates were there. That is something which you can do. And the third kind of analysis which you can do with respect to elections is, what is the age group? For example, if you see here in the election commission, candidate age is there. What you can do is, you can actually make this into a bucket. So when you talk about age also, you can put it into bucket. Okay, 20 to 40, how many politicians are there who won? 41 to 50, how many are there? Maybe 51 to 60, how many are there? More than 60, how many are there? Then again, you can say, okay, in this election, most of the people who won are young candidates, or maybe middle-aged, or maybe old. This is one kind of analysis you can do based on the data which you have. Right now, Election Commission website doesn't have the 2022 detailed results. It only has Uttarakhand. So once that data comes, you can do age related analysis as well. How many young politicians are there, and how many mid-aged and old-aged politicians are there. So margin is one thing, this is one thing. And another thing which you can add to your dashboard in general is, if you go to Wikipedia, you have a lot of exit polls. Okay. So what did the exit polls say and what are the actual results? So for example, if you see, this is one table which is very nice one. So probably you can import this table into your Power Query, and probably you can add that as part of your Power BI report saying that, okay, in 2022, this is what the exit polls have said, but actually this is what the winner is. That kind of analysis you can do. Another kind of analysis which you can do if you want, if you are really interested, is you can see the candidate. So there are some constituencies which are like ST, SC, general constituencies are there. Again, candidates also belong to different groups. This one you can do, right? Candidate category. So another analysis which you can do is districts. So for example, you have this constituency, but if you actually see the 2022 results here, so here you have districts. So manually you can map the districts and then you can say, okay, this district maximum BJP has won, like distribution. So in each district, what is the domination of each party? So for example, if you see this district, it is equal. Two are won by ANC, two are won by BJP. So you can do district analysis. District, like which party dominates which particular district. Another thing which you can do is voter turnout. So which particular constituency had the highest voter turnout, whether that constituency which had a voter turnout, is there a swing? Because generally what we say is, whenever there is anti-incumbency, more people will come and they will try to vote to make sure that another party wins. So is there any correlation between swing and voter turnout? This is another analysis which you can do. So like this, you can do so much of things in your report. What we have done in the first week is only just a very normal, very basic one. So if you are interested in, these kinds of, election politics kind of thing, there is a lot more things which you can do, right? So these are some of the ideas which I'm giving you, and probably you can incorporate them, try to research about them, how to do all these things in Power Query or DAX, whichever way you want. The source doesn't matter, but this is how you can enhance your report and you can make a very, very good report. And if someone actually, when you go somewhere and if you explain this also, people will really appreciate it, right? So these are the inputs from my side. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Hello? Is it fine?
Yes,
Yeah, Sanjay.
Sanjay.
Let us try, and if we get any queries, then we'll ask in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. Ping in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sanjay, just a request. Can you please send your what we say means